The Driveway Rebellion. How one engineer took down a neighborhood tyrant. It started with a smear of dog poop on my windshield. Not once, not twice, but 3 times in a single month. Standing in my driveway at 6 a.m., coffee mugs steaming in the crisp Phoenix air, I knew my neighbor had declared war. I'm Jack Thompson, a 52-year-old civil engineer, and for 6 months, Linda Harper, the HOA president, had been parking her silver BMW SUV in my driveway like she owned it. But she didn't know who she was dealing with. 20 years of designing bridges and buildings taught me one thing. Every structure has a weak point. Even the power structure she thought was invincible. What would you do if someone treated your property like their personal parking lot? Call the cops? File a complaint? Or get creative? Let me tell you how I turned the tables and sparked a neighborhood revolution. 6 months ago, I bought a 3-bedroom house in Desert Bloom, a tidy Phoenix suburb. After a rough divorce, I wanted a quiet place to rebuild my life near my teenage daughter, Sophie. The HOA fees were reasonable, the streets were lined with saguaro cacti, and the morning silence was golden. That peace lasted 2 weeks. Linda Harper, a 58-year-old real estate agent and HOA president, lived on the corner lot. Her sprawling driveway could fit 6 cars, but she parked her BMW in mine. The first time, I knocked on her door. She answered in a designer yoga outfit, flashing a smile as fake as her tan. "Just dropping off papers for the Millers next door," she said. "You don't mind, do you?" I should have said no. Instead, I nodded. Biggest mistake of my life. What began as a one-off became a daily ritual. Her excuses piled up. HOA business. Just 5 minutes. Emergency meeting. Every morning, her BMW blocked my garage, forcing me to crunch across gravel with groceries or park on the street. My neighbor's Mrs. Alvarez, a 74-year-old widow, and the Millers, a young couple, watched with pity but stayed silent. Nobody wanted to cross Linda, who'd ruled Desert Bloom like a queen for 8 years. Then came the HOA violation notice taped to my door, accusing my small American flag and garden hose of ruining the neighborhood's character. The fine? $450. 3 days after Memorial Day, she called my flag an unauthorized decoration. My blood boiled. I'm an engineer. I solve problems with data. So, I walked the neighborhood, snapping photos of identical violations on other properties' flags, hoses, potted plants. The Millers had the same flag. Mrs. Alvarez had 2 hoses. When I asked her about it, she poured me coffee and sighed. She only tickets people she doesn't like. My research uncovered a pattern. Linda targeted minorities, divorcees, or anyone who challenged her. Armed with Arizona's trespassing laws, your driveway is private property. I started documenting her BMW with a timestamp app. In 1 week, I logged 14 violations. When Linda caught me taking photos, she stormed over, face red as a desert sunset. "Are you threatening me?" she shrieked. I calmly explained I was documenting trespassing. Her response? She parked closer to my garage, sometimes leaving inches, blaring music to create noise violations. Then Mrs. Alvarez handed me a folder. "I've been watching her for years," she said. "You're not the first." The Millers started snapping photos too. Other neighbors shared stories of selective fines, fake fees, and harassment. The tension in Desert Bloom was thicker than summer heat. I dove into HOA bylaws and local ordinances, discovering Linda's actions violated parking harassment rules. One night, sketching gate designs in my garage, I decided, if Linda wanted to play dirty, I'd show her what an engineer could do. Her next move was bold. I came home to find her BMW so close to my garage, the door wouldn't open. A crowd of kids watched me circle my own property, humiliated. The police called it a civil matter. The towing company needed HOA approval. Her approval. I was trapped. That night, I found online reviews of Linda's real estate business. Unannounced visits, ignored boundaries, made us uncomfortable. A light bulb went off. I adjusted my driveway sprinkler to spray her parking spot at 6 a.m. 3 days later, she arrived, got soaked, and shrieked loud enough to wake the dead. "This is deliberate," she screamed, dripping wet. I played innocent, sprinklers acting up. "You should park elsewhere." She retaliated by parking sideways, blocking my entire driveway. I installed a motion-activated camera, capturing her keying a neighbor's car, snooping through my trash at 2 a.m., and measuring my fence with a tape measure. Mrs. Alvarez shared footage of similar behavior. The Millers got ticketed for the same flag as mine. 3 more neighbors joined our alliance, sharing stories of Linda's tyranny. We met at coffee shops, swapping evidence like spies. I designed my ultimate weapon, a solar-powered boom gate with license plate recognition and smartphone logging. City codes confirmed I didn't need HOA approval. The psychological warfare was working. Linda's escalation was turning neighbors against her. Then she called the cops, claiming I threatened her with construction equipment. Officer Daniels arrived, glanced at my sprinkler timer, and flipped through my evidence folder. Photos, timestamps, bylaws. File a restraining order, he whispered. This is obsessive. Days later, my camera caught Linda at 3 a.m., jamming my gate latch with adhesive. The footage was gold. I ordered the $3,200 boom gate, filed permits, and prepared for war. Linda called an emergency HOA meeting, accusing me of ruining neighborhood harmony. Only 2 board members showed. I presented 47 trespassing incidents and $800 in damages. A board member, Janet Ruiz, spoke up. This is harassment. I read a bylaw holding board members liable for abuse. The room went silent. Neighbors demanded Linda's removal. Then I stumbled on a bombshell. County records showed Linda claimed part of my driveway for tax purposes, saving $1,400 yearly. Mrs. Alvarez's binder revealed she'd done this to my predecessor, a single mom forced to sell after 18 months of harassment. Linda's agency profited from the sale. I found 5 families, minorities, or divorcees pushed out in 3 years, with Linda earning $180,000 in commissions. This wasn't just harassment. It was tax fraud, discrimination, and a real estate scam. My garage became a war room, with timelines and evidence folders. Attorney Maria Lopez called it a textbook Fair Housing Act violation with tax fraud on top. We planned a criminal complaint, a federal lawsuit, and a real estate board filing. Installation day was chaos. Linda parked her BMW to block us, claiming HOA inspection rights. Officer Daniels ordered her to move. She returned with a city inspector, a friend who confirmed my permits were valid. By 2 p.m., the boom gate hummed to life, logging every access attempt. Linda tried parking anyway. The gate blocked her. She pounded on my door, screaming about lawsuits. Cameras rolled. She called the fire department and city, claiming safety hazards. Every inspection cleared me. Neighbors cheered as the gate worked flawlessly. Mrs. Alvarez brought cookies. The Millers wanted one for their driveway. Linda's desperation peaked. She honked at 6 a.m. daily, left threatening notes, and filed false city complaints. Then, Tuesday morning, she offered me $2,000 to remove the gate. I recorded her. "Are you bribing me?" She stammered. "It's compensation." I declined. Digging deeper, I found $23,000 in HOA expenses funneled to her husband's landscaping company without bids. She spread lies online, using fake accounts to smear me. I traced them to her network. At a city council meeting, her forged signature petition collapsed. Thursday, she attacked the gate with a baseball bat, screaming threats. Neighbors called the police. Handcuffs clicked. The restraining order was granted. The final showdown was at a town hall. Over 200 residents packed the Phoenix Community Center. Linda claimed victimhood, but my slideshow won 27 trespassing incidents, tax fraud, $35,000 in HOA fraud silenced her. Mrs. Alvarez shared a decade of evidence. 5 families detailed discrimination. A reporter asked about her tax fraud and commissions. Linda screamed, shoved a cameraman, and fled. The footage went viral. The city launched a criminal probe, the HOA board was audited, and Linda's real estate license was revoked. My lawsuit settled for $180,000, plus fees. Criminal charges brought probation and restitution. Desert Bloom transformed. Property values rose 8%. We formed a neighborhood watch and transparent HOA policies. I donated the settlement to a fair housing defense fund, helping 12 families fight HOA abuse. My boom gate design was featured in Popular Mechanics, shared freely with victims. Sophie brags about her dad's victory. I'm dating Mrs. Alvarez's daughter, Carla, and my friendships here are stronger than ever. Linda fled Phoenix, divorced and ostracized. Her house sold in a week. My gate's hum is my morning anthem: no unauthorized access in 247 days. This fight wasn't just about a driveway. It was about justice, community, and standing up to bullies. What do you think? Have you faced a neighborhood tyrant? Was my boom gate justice or overkill? Should we confront injustice with force or patience? Share your stories and opinions in the comments. I want to hear your take on fighting violence and unfairness in everyday life. Let's start a conversation that keeps this fire burning.